Suramardhanam Devake Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Chapter 2 and verse 47. Continue. Okay. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhur mate sangotsva karmani. Your right is only to perform your duty, but never to claim its fruit. Do not because of the fruit of action, nor let your attachment be for inaction. Okay, so we are trying to understand, okay? If we are trying to understand this, one of the most important words of Bhagavad Gita. Hence, as I did mention that we will try to see some different commentaries on this particular verse too. So yes, our main reference book is Sadhak Sanjeevani Swami Ram Sukdas ji, but today I'll be sharing from Swami Vivekanandji. Okay, also need to know with the different commentaries. Okay, so yeah, it will be good to explore different commentaries. Right. So, what Swami Vivekanandji says, that be beyond the common worldly motives. To work you have the right, but not to the fruits thereof. Man can train himself to know and to practice that, says the Karma Yogi. When the idea of doing good becomes a part of his very being, then he will not seek for any motive outside. Underline this word. When the idea of doing good becomes a part of his very being, it should become a part of our day-to-day practice or the life. And once that is established, person will not seek for any motive outside. Furthermore, Swamiji says very good. Let us do good. Let us do good because it is good to do good. Let us do good because it is good to do good. Simple thing, friends. This is, very simple quote or the sentence you can say. But if you can just put this in practice, believe you me, it's enough to change one's life. It's enough to change one's thinking. He who does good work even in order to get to heaven, binds himself down, says Karma Yogi. Any work that is done with the least selfish motive, instead of making us free, forges one more chain for our feet. So, as per Swami Vivekanandji's explanation, there should not be any expectation, and as he means, it is good to do good. That's it. Do it and forget. Do it for the sake of doing. Do it as that's your duty to do. When I say your hour, okay? Bring all light into the world. Light, bring light. Let light come unto everyone. The task will not be finished till everyone has reached the Lord. Bring light to the poor and bring more light to the rich, for they require it more than the poor. Bring light to the ignorant and more light to the educated, for the vanities of the education of our time are tremendous. Thus, bring light to all and leave the rest unto the Lord. For, in the words of the same Lord, again, to work you have the right and not to the fruits thereof. Let not your work produce results for you, and at the same time may you never be without work. By the by, I have made a discovery as to the mental method of really practicing what the Geeta teaches, of working without an eye to results. I have seen much light on concentration and attention and control of concentration, which, if practiced, will take us out of all anxiety and worry. It is really the science of bottling up our minds whenever we like. Despair not. Remember, the Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, again the same quote, to work you have the right, but not to the result. Gird up your loins, G-I-R-D, gird up your loins. My boy, I am called by the Lord for this. I have been dragged through a whole life full of crosses and tortures. I have seen the nearest and dearest die, almost of starvation. I have been ridiculed, distrusted, and have suffered for my sympathy, for the very men who scoff and scorn. Well, my boy, this is the school of misery, which is also the school for great souls and prophets, for the cultivation of sympathy, of patience, and above all, of an indomitable iron will which quakes not even if the universe be pulverized at our feet. How hard it is to arrive at this sort of non-attachment. Therefore, Krishna shows us the lower ways and methods. The easiest way for everyone is to do his or her work and not take the results. It is our desire that binds us. Underline this sentence. It is our desire that binds us. If we take the results of actions, whether good or evil, we will have to bear them. But if we work not for ourselves, but all for the glory of the Lord, the results will take care of themselves. The soldier works for no results. He does his duty. If defeat comes, it belongs to the general, not to the soldier. We do our duty for love's sake, love for the general, love for the Lord. Indian writers are not like modern writers who steal 90% of their ideas from other authors, while only 10% is their own, and they take care to write a preface in which they say, for these ideas I am responsible. Those great masterminds producing momentous results in the hearts of mankind were content to write their books without even putting their names. And to die quietly, leaving the books to posterity. Who knows the writers of our philosophy? Who knows the writers of our Puran? They all pass under the generic name of Vyasa and Kapil and so on. They have been true children of Bhagavan Krishna. They have been true followers of the Bhagavad Geeta. They practically carried out the great mandate. To work, you have the right, but not to the fruits thereof. Krishna did everything, but without any attachment. He was in the world, but not of it. Do all work, but without attachment. Work for work's sake, never for yourself. Let me remind you again, thou hast the right to work, but not to the fruits thereof. Stand firm like a rock. Truth always trumps. To work, we have the right, but not to the fruits thereof. Leave the fruits alone. Why care for results? If you wish to help a man, never think what that man's attitude should be towards you. If you want to do a great or a good work, do not trouble to think what the result will be. This world is not for cowards. Do not try to fly. Look not for success or failure. Join yourself to the perfectly unselfish will and work on. Know that the mind which is born to succeed joins itself to a determined will and perseveres. You have the right to work, but do not become so degenerate as to look for results. Work ceaselessly, but see something behind the work. Even good deeds can find a man in great bondage. Therefore, be not bound by good deeds or by desire for name and fame. Those who know this secret pass beyond this round of birth and death and become immortal. Though the ideal work of our Brahmavadin, it's a Sanskrit term, should always be karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadashan. To work, thou hast the right, but never to the fruits thereof. Yet no sincere worker passes out of the field of activity without making himself known and catching at least a few rays of light. What is your motive? Are you sure that you are not actuated by greed of gold, by thirst for fame or power? Are you really sure that you can stand to your ideals and work on? Even if the whole world wants to crush you down, are you sure you know what you want and will perform your duty, and that alone, even if your life is at stake. Are you sure that you will persevere so long as life endures? So long as there is one pulsation left in the heart, then you are a real reformer. You are a teacher, a master, a blessing to mankind. But man is so impatient, so short-sighted. He has not the patience to wait. He has not the power to see. He wants to rule. He wants results immediately. Why? He wants to reap the fruits himself and does not really care for others. Duty for duty's sake is not what he wants. To work you have the right, but not to the fruits thereof, says Krishna. Why cling to results? Ours are the duties. Let the fruits take care of themselves. But man has no patience. He takes up any scheme. The larger number of would-be reformers all over the world can be classed under this heading. So that is something Vivekanandji has written, or Vivekanandji has shared to his disciples in his discourse. I mean, the small thing what I was telling you in the beginning, it's good to do good. Simple. Small thing, if you can put in the practice, believe you me, that can change our life. Simple thing. And for that very reason, we have the Geeta class. and not the discourse on Geeta. Because that happens for a certain time. That happens for a couple of days. And then it's gone. We want to learn something. And not only we want to learn, we want to try to put this beautiful idea to practice in our life. We want to practice. And as I always say in our classes, that if we do this, if we perform our duty without any expectation, results will come. It will come on its own. But the moment we have the desire for the fruit, or for the result, or for the reward, then from the very point, problem starts. That we must not forget. This verse is, I mean, it related to so many things. This verse is work related, life related, philosophical, relevant to friends, colleagues, and anyone in this world. It's for all of us. Karmaniye vadikaraste ma phale sukadachana. That means it speaks of being dedicated to our job, our duty, our art, our science for its own sake. Or you can say work for work's sake and for nothing else. The rewards should not be expected and one should not be attached to the rewards or any other materiality. No matter what, of one achieves them or not. Simple thing. It's for everything. Even one of the thinker has explained that it's life is it's a flux. It's constant. If we have to we are with the technology, and for an example, Nokia, the cell phone, right? In early 2000, Nokia was the best in those days. And then what happened? Nobody sees the Nokia. In early 90s, hardly people knew about the Apple or iPhone. What happens? Apple was dedicated to the next thing. They did not do that by expecting to become the company with the highest market cap ever. They did that by simply putting their heads down and executing on world-beating products. So, put your head down, be dedicated, focus, execute, and the rest will come, So, in other words, be dedicated, not attached. Arise, Arjun, and fight. So, we will be
It's 20 hours.
concluding this verse 47 of chapter 2. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalheturbhur ma te sangotsva karmane. As you know that our main reference book is Sadhak Sanjivani by Swami Sukhdasji. Today mainly we have focused in today's class that what Swami Vivekanandji says about this particular word. So I must acknowledge the Ramakrishna mission. I must express my gratitude that I have taken it from their various work and publication, and just wanted to try to share with you in our Gita class. So thanks to Ramakrishna Mission also, and whatever I have searched through internet, through Google, through different sources, we must acknowledge them also, knowingly, unknowingly, right? So the 73rd verse of chapter 18, followed by the Arati. Nashto moha smrutirlabdha tvat prasadan maya achyuta स्थितोऽस्मि गतसन्देहः करिष्ये वचनं तव।